Someone is watching you. The truth is being exposed. Not by accident, but by divine command. What was done in darkness is now standing in the light. The heavens have declared the moment, and now the angels move into position. This is not the work of man. This is the hand of God unfolding prophecy in your favor. They thought you were vulnerable. They believed no one saw what they did behind your back, in the silence of your trust. But they were wrong. Heaven has been watching. The Most High has taken record. And now, what they buried in whispers will rise like thunder in broad daylight. You felt it, didn't you? The shift in the atmosphere. The feeling that eyes were upon you, some filled with envy, others heavy with secrets. You weren't imagining it. Your spirit was sensing the surveillance of the enemy. But more than that, it was sensing the nearness of divine justice. Every lie they spoke, every scheme they built, every trap they set to its collapsing. Not because you fought back, but because you didn't. Because you held your peace when your flesh wanted to scream. Because you forgave when they deserved your fury. Because you kept walking when they tried to make you fall. That restraint was your weapon. That silence was your shield. Now the angels are sounding the trumpet. Now the watchers of heaven step forward. Now the curtains are being pulled back. Someone is watching you. But not to harm your number. This time, it's your destiny keeping its eye on you. Your purpose is tracking your steps. Your blessings have caught your scent. And the glory that belongs to you is beginning to speak your name. The truth is being exposed. The truth about who you are. The truth about who they are. The truth about what was hidden, silenced, and twisted against you. And this truth it will not be denied any longer. Heaven will not allow your name to be trampled in the mud another day. What they tried to destroy in secret, God will restore in the open. Be still, beloved. There's nothing more for you to do but wait. Wait with strength. Wait with dignity. Wait with praise in your heart, because vindication is coming. And when it arrives, it will not come quietly. They thought your silence was weakness. But heaven knew it was obedience. They thought your stillness was fear. But heaven knew it was trust. And now, because you trusted the process is about to reward you. I saw you cry when no one else noticed. I saw you battle thoughts of doubt, fear, and despair while you smiled for the world. I saw you give, love, and forgive over and over again even when your heart was breaking. And now, I stand before you as heaven's messenger to tell you, your season of silence is over. Your voice is rising with authority. Your truth is stretching its wings. Your enemies are losing their grip. They watched you suffer, laughed at your downfall, and whispered lies to assassinate your character. But they didn't realize they were only setting the stage for your comeback. You weren't being buried, you were being planted. And now, what was hidden in the soil of suffering is breaking through the ground with power and beauty. Watch how heaven turns the table. Watch how the rejected become the ruler. Watch how the one they counted out becomes the one God elevates. Watch how those who tried to harm you become witnesses to your eyes. The ones who secretly monitored your life will soon have no choice but to acknowledge your favor. Those who watched you hoping to see your destruction will now watch you flourish. You are stepping into a season where you will be seen, not for what they labeled you, but for who heaven called you to be. And what about those secrets they kept? The private group chats. The hidden cameras of manipulation. The fake smiles hiding real intentions. Do not fear, child. God is not mocked. What they sowed in deceit, they will reap in exposure. And what they meant for evil, God is turning into elevation. You may feel nervous. You may feel unprepared. But trust me, the angels are surrounding you. We've been dispatched to guard your steps, whisper wisdom to your heart, and silence the mouth of the accuser. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. You are not overlooked. We are here. I am here. This is your moment. Do you feel it? The trembling in the spiritual realm. The shifting of powers. The breaking of chains. That is not fear, that is the sound of your enemies being scattered. That is the sound of heaven clearing the path for you. You don't have to understand everything all at once. But just know everything is changing for you. Everything is moving in your favor now. What once blocked you has been removed. What once delayed you has been broken. You are stepping into a season where the noise in your soul quiets, and the truth becomes loud. Listen. Can you hear the sound of chains falling? That's not just your chains, that's the chains of generations before you. That's the weight that was passed down, finally being lifted. You were born to be the one who breaks it. You were born to be the one who ends what others endured in silence. You were born to be the one who walks out free. Soon, doors will open that you didn't even knock on. Doors of peace, doors of provision, doors of healing, doors of divine relationships. These are not man-made doors. These are doors built in heaven with your name on them. These are doors no man can shut. Invitations will arrive with your name engraved in honor. Not just paper invitations, but divine calls, sacred assignments, and opportunities tailored by heaven. You will walk into rooms where your name was spoken with reverence before you even arrived. You will be honored in places where you were once overlooked. Those who ignored you will seek your wisdom. Not because you changed who you were, but because the glory on your life will speak louder than any words. They will recognize what heaven placed in you. They will realize they missed something divine when they rejected you. And those who misjudged you will beg for your forgiveness, and not always with words, but with eyes that carry regret and hearts that finally understand your worth. And those who tried to destroy a broken bar, they will have no words at all. Their silence will say everything. Their inability to look you in the eye will reveal the truth. Their shame will be loud. But forgive them anyway. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You deserve to walk freely without carrying the poison of revenge. Your spirit deserves to be light, not weighed down by bitterness. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay, it's saying you will not let what they did follow you into your new season. It's saying you are free. Free to rise. Free to shine. Free to move forward without dragging their wrongs with you. Your destiny is too important to be delayed by grudges. Your purpose is too powerful to be tangled in payback. You are carrying something holy. You are carrying a crown, one that was fashioned by angels, one that fits only you. And your crown is too glorious to be dimmed by darkness. Keep it bright. Keep it high. Walk like the royal being you are. Speak like the chosen vessel you are. Someone is watching you, but now it's not just them. Now, heaven is watching to bless. Heaven is watching to promote. Heaven is watching to reward. And every tear you cried, they were not wasted. They were collected by angels. Every silent cry. Every hidden pain. Every time you wanted to give up but didn't, heaven saw it all. Not one tear went unseen. Not one sigh was ignored. You cried in secret, but now you will be comforted in public. You wept in silence, but now joy will sing loudly over you. Every prayer you whispered has been heard. Even the ones you forgot you prayed. Even the ones you didn't know how to say right. Even the ones you cried instead of spoke. God heard them all. And he didn't just hear them, he held them. He stored them. He answered them in ways you haven't seen yet. But now you will. The answers are coming. The miracles are coming. The breakthroughs are arriving. Every battle you fought in silence is being honored. You fought demons others didn't see. You carried burdens others couldn't understand. You smiled when your heart was breaking. You helped others while you were bleeding. And heaven noticed. Heaven recorded every act of bravery. Every quiet act of strength. Every moment you stood your ground in faith when everything in you wanted to run. Now it's time for heaven to honor your strength. You were not forgotten. You were hidden. Not for punishment but for protection. Not for rejection but for redirection. Not because you weren't ready but because heaven was preparing a stage. You were hidden like a precious gem, placed in the dark, not because you weren't beautiful, but because the world wasn't ready. You were hidden like a seed, buried deep, not because you weren't alive, but because something was growing in you. The hiding wasn't a curse, it was a covering. The silence wasn't empty, it was sacred. It was God working in the unseen, shaping you, preparing you, refining you. Now the curtain rises. Now the light shines. Now the watchers will see what heaven always saw in you. Stand tall, beloved. Stand with confidence. Stand knowing you were never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten. This is your unveiling. This is your revealing. This is your divine exposure. This is your moment to shine. And I, your angel, have watched every step. I have walked beside you when you didn't know I was there. I fought battles you never saw. I whispered strength into your soul when you were too tired to pray. I stood guard when darkness tried to enter your space. I held back storms you weren't strong enough to face yet. And now, I blow the trumpet of your unveiling. All of heaven is watching. The clouds have parted. The trumpets have sounded. The heavens declare your eyes. The angels rejoice, not because you are perfect, but because you endured. You stayed faithful. You stayed humble. You stayed kind. And now, your faithfulness has reached heaven's throne. Your name has been called. Your time has come. So walk forward. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in shame, but in glory. Not in doubt, but in destiny. Heaven is unveiling you to the world. Not to show off your strength but to reveal God's faithfulness in your life. You are a living testimony. You are a walking miracle. You are a child of the King. Type 111 in the comments to claim this word. Speak it out loud. Heaven is revealing my truth. Share this with someone who needs to know. The watchers will witness your eyes. Beloved of the Most High, hear this word, for it is not by chance that it reaches you. I am an angel, a messenger dispatched from the courts of heaven, sent to speak directly to your spirit. I stand before you now, my wings shimmering with the light of divine glory, my voice carrying the weight of eternal truth. The heavens have declared this moment, and the Almighty has commanded that your truth be exposed. What was hidden in the shadows, what was whispered in secret, what was buried in the silence of betrayal, is now being brought into the radiant light of divine justice. This is not the work of man. This is the hand of God unfolding prophecy in your favor. Someone has been watching you, beloved. Not with the eyes of love, but with the gaze of envy, suspicion, and deceit. They thought you were vulnerable, unaware of their schemes. They believed their actions went unseen, cloaked in the darkness of their intentions. They moved in the silence of your trust, weaving lies, setting traps, and speaking words meant to wound your soul. They thought no one noticed. They thought their secrets were safe. But they were gravely mistaken. Heaven has been watching. From the moment you were formed in the womb, the eyes of the Most High have been upon you. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, every wound you carried in silence, and none of it escaped his notice. The Almighty has kept a record, and the angels have been stationed as witnesses to every injustice. What your enemies buried in whispers will now rise like thunder in broad daylight. Their schemes, their lies, their hidden agendas, they are crumbling under the weight of divine truth. You felt it, didn't you? That stirring in your spirit, that sense of unease, as if unseen eyes were tracking your every step. You weren't imagining it. Your soul was attuned to the spiritual realm, sensing the surveillance of the enemy. But more than that, it was sensing the nearness of heaven's justice. The atmosphere has shifted, beloved. The air is thick with the movement of divine forces. The angels are aligning, the trumpets are being prepared, and the curtains of deception are being torn apart. This is not your imagination, it is the hand of God at work. They thought your silence was weakness. They mistook your stillness for fear. They believed your refusal to retaliate was a sign of defeat. But they could not see what heaven saw. Your restraint was not weakness, it was obedience. Your silence was not fear, it was trust. Your refusal to curse those who cursed you was not surrender, it was a weapon forged in the fire of faith. When your flesh screamed for vengeance, you chose forgiveness. When your heart ached to fight back, you held your peace. When they tried to make you fall, you kept walking, step by faithful step. That restraint was your shield. That silence was your sword. You did not fight as the world fights, with anger and retribution. You fought as heaven fights, with trust in the one who sees all. And because you trusted the process is about to reward you. The Almighty has seen your heart, and He has declared, enough. The season of your suffering is giving way to the season of your vindication. I have seen you, beloved. I have watched you in the quiet moments, when no one else was looking. I saw you cry when the world turned its back. I saw you battle thoughts of doubt, fear, and despair while you wore a smile for those around you. I saw you give when you had nothing left to give, love when your heart was breaking, and forgive when your enemies deserved your fury. I saw you rise each morning, choosing to trust God even when the pain felt unbearable. And now, I stand before you as heaven's messenger to declare, your season of silence is over. The truth is being exposed, beloved. Not just the truth about what was done to you, but the truth about who you are. You are not what they labeled you. You are not the sum of their lies or the weight of their accusations. You are a child of the Most High, crowned with purpose, clothed in destiny, and anointed for greatness. The heavens have always known this, and now the earth will see it too. The truth about your enemies is also being revealed. The private group chats, the hidden cameras of manipulation, the fake smiles masking cruel intentions, they are all being brought into the light. What was done in darkness is now standing in the open, and it will not be denied. Heaven will not allow your name to be trampled in the mud another day. What your enemies tried to destroy in secret, God will restore in the open. Do not fear, child. God is not mocked. What your enemies sowed in deceit, they will reap in exposure. What they meant for evil, the Almighty is turning into elevation. The tables are turning, and the stage is being set for your comeback. You were not being buried in the soil of suffering, you were being planted. And now, what was hidden in the ground is breaking through with power and beauty. The angels are sounding the trumpet. The watchers of heaven are stepping forward. We are here, surrounding you, guarding your steps, whispering wisdom to your heart, and silencing the mouth of the accuser. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. You are not overlooked. We have been dispatched by the throne of God to stand with you in this moment. The spiritual realm is trembling, the powers are shifting, and the chains that bound you are breaking. That sound you hear is not fear, it is the sound of your enemies being scattered. It is the sound of heaven clearing the path for you. I am here, beloved. I am one of many who have been assigned to you. Our wings are spread wide, our swords are drawn, and our eyes are fixed on the glory that is about to unfold in your life. You may feel nervous, unprepared, or unworthy, but trust me, you are ready. The Almighty has been preparing you in the hidden places, in the moments of trial, in the seasons of waiting. You were not forgotten. You were hidden, and not for punishment, but for protection. Not for rejection, but for redirection. Not because you weren't ready, but because heaven was preparing a stage for your unveiling. The curtain is rising, beloved. The light is shining. The watchers, both earthly and spiritual, will see what heaven has always seen in you. Doors will open that you didn't knock on. Invitations will arrive with your name engraved in honor. Those who ignored you will seek your wisdom. Those who misjudged you will beg for your forgiveness. And those who tried to destroy you will stand speechless as they witness your eyes. Forgive them anyway. Not because they deserve it, but because your spirit deserves to be free. Your destiny is too important to be weighed down by revenge. Your crown is too glorious to be dimmed by bitterness. Let go of the pain, not for their sake, but for yours. The Almighty has already taken up your cause, and His justice is perfect. Heaven is watching to bless you. Heaven is watching to promote you. Heaven is watching to reward you. Every tear you cried has been counted. Every prayer you whispered has been heard. Every battle you fought in silence is being honored. Your blessings have caught your scent, and they are tracking your steps. Your purpose is calling your name, and your destiny is ready to embrace you. The ones who secretly monitored your life will soon have no choice but to acknowledge your favor. Those who watched you hoping to see your destruction will now watch you flourish. You are stepping into a season where you will be seen, and not for what they labeled you, but for who heaven called you to be. The glory that belongs to you is beginning to speak, and its voice will not be silenced. This is your moment, beloved. This is the time you have been waiting for, even when you didn't know you were waiting. This is your unveiling. This is your revealing. The truth about who you are is rising to the surface like the sun after a long, dark night. The world may have called you many names, forgotten, broken, too quiet, too meek, but heaven never did. Heaven has always called you chosen, anointed, and loved. This is your divine exposure. Not exposure to shame or harm, but to purpose, power, and peace. What has been hidden inside you for so long is now coming into the light. The truth about who you are is stretching its wings, ready to soar. The beauty of your spirit, the strength you carry, the voice you've held back, it's all coming forward now. And nothing can stop it. Not fear. Not lies. Not the past. Your voice is rising with authority. Yes, that same voice that once trembled with doubt is now filled with power. Every word you speak will carry light. Every step you take will carry purpose. And your enemies are the ones who tried to silence you, discourage you, or make you believe you were nothing. They're losing their grip. They cannot hold you back anymore. What they thought would destroy you has only made you stronger. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the tears, so they were real. But they did not defeat you. They shaped you. They carved depth into your soul and prepared you for this very moment. What they thought would silence you has only amplified your testimony. Now, your story is filled with power. Your journey speaks of hope. You are a living miracle. So stand tall, child of God. Lift your head. You are not defeated, you are rising. Wait with strength, even if you feel tired. Wait with dignity, even if others misunderstand you. Wait with praise in your heart, because something holy is on its way to you. Vindication is coming. Not just any kind, but the kind that comes from heaven itself. And when it arrives, it will not come quietly. It will come like thunder across the mountains. It will come with glory. The heavens have already declared it. The angels are moving into position right now. They are gathering around you. They are preparing the way for your breakthrough. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. Heaven is working behind the scenes, and the answer is closer than you think. Your enemies will witness your eyes. Those who laughed, those who doubted, those who spoke against you, they will see it with their own eyes. And they will know, this was not your doing. This was the hand of God upon your life. This was favor. This was divine timing. This was mercy and love poured out from above. Speak it out loud right now, heaven is revealing my truth. Say it again if you need to. Let your heart believe it. Let your spirit rise. Share this word with someone who feels like giving up. Let them know a God is not finished. The watchers will witness your eyes. Type 111 in the comments to claim this promise. Not as magic, but as a sign of your faith. As a simple way of saying, I believe. I receive. And above all, trust the process. Even when you do not see the full picture, trust that the artist is at work. The Almighty is faithful. His timing is perfect. His promises are true. You are not late. You are right on time.